Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with my review of S.H.Figuarts Brienne of Tarth. I mean Captain Phasma. Sorry I had to, because she's one of my favorites. But anyway, this is Captain Phasma from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Not seen very much in this movie, but hopefully more going forward. But regardless, she has a really cool, unique Stormtrooper armor. Let's go ahead and, as we usually do, take a very quick look at the box, which is pretty much in line with all the other Star Wars boxes in terms of look. There's actually a slight variation in the color with the red being used here instead of like the typical silver. And then it says up here from the new film Star Wars Force Awakens, the name, and then just poses and shows you what it comes with and all that fun generic stuff, posing with some First Order Stormtroopers. She doesn't really come with a whole lot. As you can see, she has her weapon on her, and I have a couple of the varied hands on her for trigger finger and like holding the end of the weapon. But then she only really comes with a couple other hands, which is the generic closed fists, which are always on a figure art when you get them, and then basically some other sort of relaxed hands here and other like holding the weapon hands and whatnot there. So yeah, you can sort of choose which one of these for holding it, but not a whole lot of options. I'm not sure how much else she would have included, but yeah, there's just not very much going on in the way of that. But overall here, I think she's a pretty good looking figure, to be sure. You can sort of tell even just from here. I really do dig her armor. I think most people do. I think they did a really good job with the plastic having this really great silver shine to it. And the lights in here, more so from like my eye than the camera, but are definitely giving it it's even more justice in terms of how good it looks. I think that the silver shine on it looks really good. It's not quite like in the movie where it's almost like, you know, a mirror, I guess. Not that. That's a way bad way of describing it. But it's still, bottom line is, they did a good job on the shininess. Proportion-wise, I think they also did a very good job. I don't feel like the helmet's too small. I think the armor looks good, like the shininess here, like I said, looks good there. The weapon here looks good as well. It's got to fall right out of her hands. No, but it's got this really, it seems like a unique, almost off silver look to like the main color of it, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's like slightly goldish, maybe it could be my eyes, but like they've captured it pretty well, so it's pretty unique, and Figuarts weapons are always pretty nicely detailed, so there you go. This kind of gives you a better look at the rest of her armor here. Here's her belt, all that fun stuff. The legs here, nice little details on these pieces here. But so overall, yeah, the armor looks good, for sure. The cape here is made out of a sort of softer rubbery plastic, not quite as soft as the one on like Figuarts Obi-Wan, which I don't know which one's uploading first, so this might be a future reference. But still, it makes it pretty movable. I'm pretty okay with the material used for this. You can move it around pretty well. It can make things a bit heavy and can be a little bit awkward sometimes, but I'm overall just you know, like I said, okay with what they used for the cape. I really don't have any major complaints about it. I think cloth might have looked too cheap. So yeah. Articulation-wise, as usual, it's pretty much par for the course Figuarts stuff. 360 ball joint here, swiveling, double elbow joint, swiveling at the wrist here, and then that was about to come off. I knew it. I will fix that in a minute. 360 ball joint here on her legs. I don't know why the camera's doing that. There you go. Double knee joint there. You have the little hinge joint on her foot, and then like the hinge joint on the toes. Chest and waist articulation as well, and then the head and neck articulation. And obviously the cape is going to interfere with that a little bit, and a little bit with the arms as well. Like you can obviously move it around a little bit and get it to move out of your way in various ways, but it is going to cause a little bit of a hindrance compared to something that wouldn't have a cape. Unfortunately, she still does also have that feel of, I think it's because, it probably is because she has this heavy cape on her, and then the figure's so light that she does have that feel I talk about often in my Star Wars Figuarts reviews, of not feeling that quality feel. Like, I'm not sure honestly if I'm getting that point across correctly, but I hope I am, about like when you have a figure art and sometimes when you buy it, it has this feel to it, this almost heft and quality feel where it feels like, yeah, this was worth the money. And not many of the Star Wars figures have that. I will say she's definitely better at that for sure, and since a lot of it does come from her cape and the lighter weight figure, I'm willing to overlook that, because honestly that seems like a minor nitpick, because overall this is a very solid figure. I really don't have any problems with it. The articulation on Figuarts is always very nice, and it looks really nice. I think the silver armor looks cool. So yeah, overall, I'd say this is a very, very nice figure of Captain Phasma, worth considering if you're in the market for one, for sure. It's not like this like amazing knock it out of the park. This feels like the best quality ever, but still definitely worth considering. It's a very nice figure. Until then, or until next time, make sure you have the Crazy Podcast, writersrangerambles.com, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.